everyone, Dylan with the Smart Economy Podcast. We are on day 3 at Consensus 2024 here in Austin, Texas, and I'm chatting with Kristin Potocki, an engineer at Arculus. How are you doing today on day 3?
Doing awesome.
What has generally been your experience like as a hardware wallet service provider and people coming up to chat with you? Are they like aware of what you guys are working on?
Yeah, it depends. We've had people that use our stuff come up and be like, oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. Like, it's changed the way I do crypto. I love you so much. And we've had people that haven't heard of us and we've explained, this is how it works, this is what we do. And they walk away saying, that's so cool, what a great idea. Or they'll grab one from our booth, so yeah.
Yeah, because you guys, well, let's take a step back. What is Arculus and what is the thing that you guys are building and giving to the crypto users?
Definitely, yeah. So Arculus, we have a cold storage wallet solution. It's a metal card form factor. So there's a secure element in the card. It generates and stores the private keys for your wallet. And then anytime you're going to sign a transaction, you're going to verify your PIN that is stored in the card, and then the card is going to sign that transaction. So the private keys live on the card, keeping them offline and cold or safe.
So yesterday when I was chatting with you guys, I like to ask dumb questions sometimes, and it's hard when you're talking about hardware wallets. It's hard to kind of connect the dots. So one of the main questions I had is, I can store this in my wallet alongside all my other credit cards, but what happens if I lose my wallet and I lose access to this?
Absolutely, yes. We get that question all the time. So when you go through this setup process, you can choose either a 12 or 24 word mnemonic phrase. So when you get that, you have to write it down and make copies if you want, but keep it safe, keep it secure, because you'll never be able to see that again. We don't have a way of showing you a second time. You can't tap the card and see it again. So you just write it down, and you can always take that and recover that wallet right back onto a card, or even a different card if you want.
Yeah, so not to compare or contrast you to other industry standards, but anyone who's used a hardware wallet and has stored a seed phrase, it's a very similar experience.
Exactly, yep.
Yeah, so another thing I was really interested in is that is a super durable piece of metal. What's its ability to resist weather factors, my house burning down, acid being thrown on it? What are the resiliency features of the hardware card?
Yeah, I would say, just for some background, so our parent company is called Composecure. We manufacture metal payment cards.
Okay.
So if you see an American Express, Capital One, Chase, Crypto.com metal card, we make that. So we definitely are, masters in our art of making metal cards. So they're super durable, they'll last you a long time. But at the end of the day, like you said, you have your recovery phrase. So even if you, lost it or, your house burnt down, as long as you have your phrase, you're all set.
So you mentioned some of the large partners that you have, which are really impressive, like Crypto.com, Visa, things of this nature. Who are the other types of industry players that are reaching out to you guys to leverage the tools that you guys are building?
We're putting ourselves out there in the fact that we can do a B2B offering where we can make a payment card that can also be your crypto cold storage wallet, and it can also do secure authentication. So instead of a one-time password where there's fear of SIM swapping or something like that, you can use your card as a hardware token, and you can use that to authenticate into apps. You could use it as a step-up authentication, so if there's a transaction above a certain amount, you could prompt a user to tap their card. So just creating a more overall, secure experience. So we can offer that to businesses so that, they can white label the card, brand it however they want, and then they can provide that to their users.
That's super cool. While you were saying that, I was kind of getting vibes of YubiKey or these sort of two-factor authentication hardware devices. Is that a realm in which you guys operate in? Can I use this for logging into Twitter using 2FA? Is that possible?
Yeah. So just to be clear, our consumer card is cold storage only, but for B2B, that's the exact technology we offer. Yeah.
And is that coming for the average retail user sometime?
I'm not sure about that. It just depends on which businesses want to partner and offer that to their users. But I will say that what we're trying to do with the metal card is to do basically how phones used to be, you had a phone and you used it to call people.
Right.
Now your smartphone it's your camera, it's your map, it's your texting platform. It does so many more things. So that's kind of what we're trying to do with a card. Take one card and it can do all these different things, and you can just carry it with you and have the safe. That safety is at the front of what we're doing. So we want you to rest assured that there's no fear of your keys being stolen and logging into your apps and all that stuff is a lot more secure.
Yeah, I love it. I recently traveled out of the country, and when anybody's traveling internationally, maybe we're going to put on our speculative hats, and there's a moment when you might want to sell your assets because they jumped 50%. And it's kind of scary to travel with like a Trezor or Ledger because it's so bulky and maybe people can recognize it. So it's super cool to be able to have like a hardware wallet that can travel with me. But like, what are the assets that I can have on there? Are you guys supporting just like a few, everything? What like is the average crypto user going to be able to put on there?
Yeah, I would say that we cover a lot of the big ones. I think right now we're at about 20 to 21 chains, plus a ton of tokens on various chains. So I think we cover a lot of the big ones, and we're always adding more. So always a lot of development going on, adding new features, adding new chains and tokens, and we also definitely get a lot of feedback from our users. They'll write into support, so we take that into consideration as well when we, build the roadmap for what's coming next.
Yeah, so you're actually an engineer, and you're responsible for onboarding these chains and support for them. So like, beyond like your customers demanding that you integrate support for this chain, what are you guys doing like internally for research to get ahead of the curve and predict maybe which chains will be next before your customers start clamoring for it? Like, what does it look like for the next new blockchain network that launches? What's the research that goes into deciding whether you want to add it into the support for the wallet or not?
For sure, yeah. So we have an awesome product team. Tom Deletto's our head of product, and he does a lot of research on, what are the new up and coming things? What are some cool features that like make sense with our product, and building that roadmap, and what's going to come next? What's going to be something that users are going to want, and something that we can give them they're going to be able to leverage our product to create a much better experience.
Yeah, and so you guys are selling these here actually. I'm probably going to pick one up myself. What is like the experience like for folks who hear about this for the first time, and are you like converting customers like almost immediately because they're getting so excited about the opportunities for like a portable NFC enabled or RFID enabled chip? Like, are they getting stoked right there in the moment?
Yeah, we've had some of that at this show for sure, and other shows we've gone to in the past. So yeah, it's really, I have to say, like working on the product and seeing people get that excitement and like to the point of saying, okay, I'd like one of these. It's really, really validating, and it makes me feel good. So nice, I appreciate it.
Is there anything like exciting on the roadmap or like next steps that you guys are really doubling down on, or is it just like continue providing great support?
Yeah, so definitely some advances and new things coming in the app, but I will also say that so we're working on a DeFi pay type of thing, where you'll be able to pre-approve or set aside a certain amount of a stable coin in a smart contract, and then pay at a terminal over Visa rails, and then that amount will be subtracted from that smart contract. So that's super early phases, but really exciting, and people that we've talked to are super, super excited about it, and so are we.
So like, I'll be able to buy coffee with my crypto, no problem?
Someone actually bought my coffee for me yesterday with one of the prototype cards, yeah.
That's awesome. So kind of like zooming out and wrapping up, is this your first consensus?
This is my third, actually.
Awesome. Yeah. So what has like the vibe been like over the different consensi that you've been to, and like where do you think we are right now in terms of the people who are coming to talk to you and the state of the industry just in general? What are some of your insights? Yeah,
I'd say that, people come with questions that I think, maybe stem from like what's happening in the world. So like, a while ago when NFTs were like really big, people were super excited when we added NFT support to our app. So yeah, I'd say general excitement and people excited to see a hardware wallet where we're trying to make it a really easy experience, not something that's a pain to use. And you mentioned traveling with other cold storage wallets, and I think something that's important is not having to fear that when you do use it, is it charged? Do I have the charge? Or so like having this slip it in your wallet, pull it out, and just use it kind of solution. I think we're just trying to make it easy for the everyday person.
Yeah, I mean, like, not only was I psyched when I saw the card, but then I saw, like, the partners that you guys have worked with in the past, and, like, a lot of things clicked. So I think I'm probably going to go pick one up myself right now.
Awesome.
But I want to thank you for taking the time to chat with us.
Yeah, happy to do it.
Awesome. And if you guys want to see any more of the interviews we've done here at Consensus 2024, head over to the Neo News Today YouTube page to see some of the other video-based recordings we've done. And if you want to hear any of the full episodes that we've recorded in the past, head over to smarteconomypodcast.com.